Hey everyone. Hopefully everyone's doing well tonight. I am just sitting here chilling and ready to chat, ready to run my mouth. So please take the time right now to like and subscribe. Just click a few little buttons and also the notification button. So when I do go live or I do post something, you do get notified of me being online or my new content. So tonight the topic is cheaters have to work after cheating, and I'm gonna give a few more people time if they want to log on to my live. Uh, and again, I love going into why I chose this topic, but again, I'm gonna dive into that in a little bit. If you guys are new to my channel, I am a author. My name is Minnie Alexander. I have a book called A White Man's Whore, and the book is about interracial dating. It's focused on white men dating black women and black women dating white men, and just kind of how it is through a black woman's eyes. I have my personal stories in there. I have other black women's stories in there. I have white men's stories uh, in there and their comments about what they think about black women. I even ask black men what they think about seeing a black woman with a white man. I believe that I did go live, or not go live, I posted a video a few weeks ago. I believe it's chapter 7 that goes into what, no, maybe it's not chapter 7. You guys have to go back and look through my videos and see what chapter I talk about the comments. I think it was the comments of black women who would never date a white man, and their reasons why they would never do that. So, again, the topic tonight is cheaters need to work after cheating. And I have gotten into debates with men about who cheats more. I think I might have to take my first opinion on that particular topic back because um, I know I have some really classy friends in my circle. Women who, when they do have a partner, or even married women that I know, they're faithful. And I can say they are because we've been friends for so long and we share so many things that they don't have to be ashamed around me if they do step out of their relationship and make that decision. So that's the reason why I could say that my friends, I have a lot of female friends that are absolutely faithful. But being on social media and seeing the rest of the world outside of my circle and seeing how a lot of women speak and the stories they tell, yeah, women, I believe we might be a little bit neck to neck in cheating. I believe there was a point in time where possibly women didn't cheat as much as men, but I have a reason why I think that has happened, why the women are cheating more than back in the day. So, the topic again, cheaters have to work after cheating. I have seen it time and time again where, especially in a marriage, when someone cheats, especially like a man cheats, and he says he's sorry. You know, usually initially lie first, and then when the lie is getting nowhere, and he finally has to fess up, Or shoot, maybe he comes straight out the gate and fesses up and says, yeah, I cheated. Whichever way it goes. I've seen many cases where men, they say they're sorry, let a few weeks pass, maybe even a few months pass, and feel like it should be done. They said sorry, it happened. What else does the woman want? And I've even seen it where it's like the men have no idea that from that point on, the trust is broken. From that point on, if she does allow you to stay in her space, things need to be transparent. And when I say transparent, and even when things become transparent, and if the guy is actually actively working to help with build the trust, that doesn't mean that the woman can get over it. I think with a lot of women, that stabs them in the heart, especially if it's a good woman and she's sitting up here being faithful. Not a perfect woman, but she tries and she's being faithful and turning down people who are trying to pursue her, just to come to find out that her partner is being dishonest. That does something to a woman, that a person that you're sharing your body with, your secrets with, maybe even finances with, can just just don't care about your feelings at the end of the day. It's so selfish that it's all about them. So I'm going back to being transparent. After somebody cheats, the cheater needs to be transparent, meaning the things that were not required before the cheating might be required now to help the with the trust being built. For instance, like if before, now this is going to be just a scenario where the man cheats on his female partner and she stays. Maybe before that, if the man says, "Hey, I'm going to hang out with Tom and Bill," she'd be like, "All right, baby, have fun, be safe out there. See you when you get back. No questions asked." After cheating, she might be like, "Listen, can you please FaceTime me when you're there? I don't feel comfortable. I want to stay with you. You're not a prisoner, but please do the extra things to reassure me that you are where you are, because there might have been a dozen times when you've cheated that I didn't even know about or suspected that you weren't where you told me you were going to be." So that transparency, if the man wants to gain that trust, do it. If the woman is sitting up here and somehow, want to ask, like, not go through someone's phone, but like, "Listen, I'm feeling like, I've been cheated on by you. My trust is kind of shaky. I need something to kind of hold on to kind of ease my mind. I just saw a text message come in. Who is that from? Can I see?" And I know some people might be like, "Oh, that's too much. She just needs to leave. Oh, that's violating his privacy." Well, shoot, he possibly put her at risk, especially if he's hitting somebody raw, putting her life at risk. What is it to show her your device if you're really trying to repair the relationship and not doing anything behind her back? But most men don't want to do that. Most men don't want to do that extra stuff to rebuild that relationship. And I kind of feel like if a man is in a relationship and cheats, and the woman stays and is trying her hardest to help repair the relationship and trying her hardest to try to build some trust back, and the man don't want to do the extra things, he should just not even be in that relationship. He should let that one go. He should let it go. If you cheat and the relationship continues, there's work that has to be done. Period. And again, flip it around. If a woman cheats, there's some work she has to do. The funny thing about it is I've noticed that when men get cheated on and women get cheated on, I think because of, as women, we like, through our lives we got to repair our own hearts. I don't think men understand, as a woman, you know we have our since we are emotional beings, even though men are too, but we're emotional beings, and at times we have to, in our life, we continuously get our heart broken. So I think sometimes when it gets to the point where, you know the woman's getting her heart broken, it's like a hurt she's familiar with. But when a man's cheated on, it's not that hurt. He's not familiar with that, and I feel like he it takes him a little bit longer, if he ever gets over it. But women are supposed to, when they get cheated on, the men feel like they should just bounce right back. And also another thing I've noticed, that when men get cheated on, especially in a marriage, they so quick to file for divorce. They so quick to disrespect the woman, and to dissolve the relationship. But as women, it feels like we forgive more. Now it might be hell a little bit for the man. The relationship might is of course not gonna be as smooth as it was. But I feel like we forgive, and we're slower to run to divorce or run to dissolve the relationship. Again, I think because, as women, like, many of us are just used to being hurt. It's just another thing that happens to us in life that we have to try to repair our emotions. So again, the title, or not the well, I can say the title or topic tonight is cheaters have to work after cheating. Yeah, cheaters have to work. It's not that easy to just boom, I forgive you, and we go back to smiling and acting like everything's good. I think also, um, talking about cheating, I've seen a lot of women, and now I'm gonna say men too, because again, we try to act like men don't have feelings, but men have feelings too. It's just they mask them a little bit more because they don't want to be as vulnerable. But first thing you have to do is you gotta make sure you're even in a relationship. I've seen people who get their feelings hurt, and again, it's okay to hey Al, thank you. It's okay to get your feelings hurt, even if you don't have a title with somebody. But at least make sure first, if you figure out the person seeing somebody else, that you guys are actually together. Don't be out here in the streets looking dumb, confronting somebody as if they your partner, and in reality you guys just started seeing each other and there's no real commitment. That's not considered cheating. I mean, I've had that happen to me where, you know, I was not with somebody, or we know what happened. We broke up. We broke up, and they checking me as if we together, and I'm like, hold on now, we not together no more. So what I do is not considered cheating, and what you do is not considered cheating either. So that's something I have to make sure that there is actually a legit relationship. You know, um, yeah. And so earlier I was talking about how women. I feel women are almost at the same rate of cheating than men. And again, I argued for a long time saying, nah, men are still bad. Men are still worse than women. I think women are almost gonna get the title of being savage. But I believe I know the reason why. I believe back in the day when when it was the majority of men cheating and most women, were at home, or we were taught, that if you do cheat, it's a shameful thing. You don't want to be a harlot. You don't want to be fast out there, You want to keep your legs closed, try to wait until you're married, all that stuff. And again, I don't think that stuff is instilled anymore. I mean, I know I have a child, a girl, and I don't really. I mean, she's a little bit too young to even be thinking about boys, but when she does get to that age, and I'm not going to sit up here and be like, wait till you get married. I'm just going to try to teach her to choose wisely. But I think, again, those days of women being taught to be slower to open up their legs is kind of diminishing, especially with the music and the influences, and you know breast and booties out everywhere you look. you know those kind of women is less than the other kind of women. But I think that over the years, women have been hurt by men emotionally. And again, I go back to the saying uh talking about, a woman is with a man thinking that excuse me, he's only with her. And then when reality comes out and he's with other women, it scars her. It puts a scar on her heart. It makes her her heart have a callus. And I think now what's happening is a lot of women are running around here with calluses on their heart, and it's making them just as savage as men. Being able to have two or three dudes, and it's also, I think it's a defense mechanism, because it hurts. That mess hurts when you're sitting up here and you think you have a partner, a partner. I mean, even the word a partner, and you trust this person, and you not stepping out. And again, I'm going looking at it through a woman's eyes, so I'm looking at it through, just say if a man cheats, you being faithful, not perfect, but you're faithful. Then come to find out, who knows, maybe the whole entire relationship you were sharing him with somebody else. That cuts you. That leaves you a little bit damaged. So I think a lot of these women running around out here now, there has been men who have damaged them. They open up their heart, maybe they even open up their legs, and confusing love with sex, and they get hurt. And now we have a whole bunch of women out here just savage, just worse than dudes. And it makes it hard for women like myself, because it's like, I see myself being in a relationship, in a monogamous relationship, unless me and my partner talk about otherwise. That's a whole nother show. But, just stepping in where it's monogamy. But what's happening now is, when you talk to somebody, and like right now, I could walk into a relationship right now and not have all these extra ties, meaning extra people that I have to let go. But to find dudes now, these days, that have that and actually will let it go, that don't happen. So now when women get in a relationship, they gotta have that mindset where if it does turn into a full blown relationship, possibility, you gotta let this man have time to let the other stuff fizzle out. Because I don't really believe a lot of times when men do meet women, and this is before the relationship where there's no titles. And again, I gotta be honest, I'm guilty of this too back in the day. I'm a pause for a second. Let's see, what did Al say? Them 80s was rough on us young kings and kings now, but definitely took a toll on us. I mean, 80s meaning the crack era. Yeah, and I'm a double back around to what you talk about. But so yeah, it's like, I don't. I was talking to my sister earlier, and if you guys don't know, my sister's like my best friend. And I was telling her, out of all the men that I've known in my life, I've only had 3 men where, like when you have like you don't talk to somebody for a while, maybe a few weeks, few months go by, 6 months go by, and then you might hit them up like, hey, what you doing? Or you might need to know something, and you might have dated them before. And I've only had 3 men in my life who's, when I've reached out and be like, hey, how you doing? Just checking up on you, making sure you're alive, making sure your kid's good, you're good. I've only had 3 men ever say, you know what, I'm seeing somebody right now. I don't want to disrespect I don't want to disrespect the woman in my life right now. So I'm sorry, I can't continue the conversation. I've only had 3 men do that. And when they did it to me, I actually felt kind of good. I kind of felt like, damn. Because when I was dating them, I wasn't sure what kind of man they were. But when they did that, it let me know that they probably had that same respect for me if chicks was reaching out. But this day and age, it's like when you actually get with somebody, I don't believe the lot of people, I'm going to say men and women, if they are sexually involved with somebody else, if they are dating somebody else, and then they choose one out of the 2 or 3, how many ever they're dating, that they really want to go down this serious road with somebody else, I don't believe a lot of people have enough, I'm not going to say guts. They don't have enough integrity to be like, okay, I chose this one. So let me tell these other ones they got to go kick rocks. I believe what a lot of men do is they just let it fizzle out, especially if they really start giving the woman they chose or man they chose time. What starts to happen is the people who were dating starts to realize, they're not available that much anymore, and then they fizzle out. But all the while, I mean, a fizzle out might take 3 months, 3 weeks, 6 months. So all that time, that person's still basically bouncing between people, you know. And yes, because I guess it's considered cheating, you know. I've had relationships like that where when I was in the relationship, then the guy wants to be honest and be like, oh, well, let me be honest. You and someone else overlapped. What, like, I almost cussed. What the F you mean we overlapped? Like, what the F you mean we overlapped? Like, we had a whole conversation about us being monogamous, us being a couple, us being a title. And what you mean overlapped? Especially if I'm the one, if I, on my end, I'm letting dudes go, giving them that text message about, oh, I found somebody, we can't talk no more. I go through all that, and they have overlaps. It's just ridiculous. Let's see what Al, what you saying? Absolutely. And it took the men out of homes because of us raising G mom in the streets. Let's see. I've been through it, but today happily married for 12 years. Exactly today took me about 3 of these 12 to really look. Okay, so yeah, Al. So let's go back to the 80s. Um, and yeah, the taking the men out of the homes and stuff. From my understanding, that was for a few years or something. Again, I don't quote me on that. When the single mothers couldn't have men in the homes, and also the 80 with the crack era. I'm kind of at the point now when it comes to, especially we talk about black men and black women. I'm really at the point now where it's like, yeah, I know things have happened to us, and we live in a country and in a world that has built barriers to slow us down. But when it comes to just the simple man and the black man and the black woman, it's like, I feel like we have so many excuses why a lot of the relationships aren't working versus just going to the dang basics. And the dang basics is respecting each other, loving each other, you know, putting the weapons down. I mean, that is, especially if you just talk about in just somebody's home, it's just like, and how about going to therapy, going to couples therapy? Shoot, like, it's like we give so many excuses. Like even going kind of back to the topic with, men cheating. I've heard black men say, well, being polygamy is in our DNA. True. And I believe that it's very hard for men to only be with one woman. And if a couple, a man and a woman, a black man and a black woman, choose to bring somebody else in their bedroom to please his needs, that's between the couple. But the thing about it is, both people are signing up for it. Both people are signing up for it. What's happening now is black men go rogue, and their excuse is, it's in my DNA. Just totally ignoring the hurt in the woman's eyes, the hurt the woman just went through because of the dishonesty. And then Al, I want to say congratulations for your 12 years being married. That's amazing. My parents are married for 50 some years. Um, and only for it took you 3 years to get kind of in harmony with your partner. That's wonderful. So again, yeah, I understand that things have happened to black women and black men, but I think sometimes our excuses freeze us. It freezes us from getting better, you know? Because, I mean, in my life, I've had a lot of stuff happen to me. I mean, between the ages of like 14 and 21, I've had some things happen that most people would probably be locked up in the crazy house if it happened to them. But I try not to use that as an excuse. I try not to use that as an excuse not to treat people with decency and to try to have some integrity, even though people in my life didn't have any integrity to me. And especially when it comes to relationships, like, I mean, there's been times in the past where I have been savage. I mean, like, if I tell some of my past stories to some of my guy friends, I mean, I'm matching them. I'm matching their stories. They can't even outdo my stories. So when I'm talking about a woman with a hardened heart, I used to be that woman with a hardened heart because of the experiences that I've been through. So but now it's like I had to teach myself and had to kind of believe and know that there is somebody out there for me that's going to be nourishing to me. And I got to keep my heart soft, and I got to keep my heart filled with love. So when I do meet this man, he can have all that. He can have that part of me. He can have that treat. Versus walking around here trying to be savage to try to protect my heart. You know, I just know now what I do is I'm more choosy. You know, let's see. We have a real conversation with each other. Uh, Al, do you want to come up on the panel? If you want to come up on the panel, I could put the link in the let's see, I could put it right here. Is it gonna do it? No pressure. If you want to come. Oh shoot. Did I do that wrong? Let's see. Did it work? No, it didn't work. Let's see. Doody doody doop doop doop. Let's see. I'm gonna do it right now. Like I said, you want to come out backstage, Al, and come on the panel, you can. If you don't, no pressure. Um, but yeah, this world. I mean, it's like it's like glorified to cheat. It's like the world is so crazy now. It's like if you meet somebody who okay, Al, next time. Thank you though. Thank you for replying back. But yeah, it's like glorified to cheat. And like I said, I think a lot of women do it to protect themselves, and I believe a lot of men do it because I don't believe I know men aren't taught as boys how to not have a knee-jerk reaction when chemicals in their body start to fire and start to mix. I've seen so many cases where men have messed up a good thing at home because they just don't know how to control that particular part of them. One of my mottos I say in my head, and it's hard to meet men like this: a man who can control his penis controls his world. Most men out here, they don't control. They might have their own businesses. They might be a boss in their world. But let that thing get hard because a nice woman walk past, or a woman just caresses him a certain way, and he has a chick at home. It's like all that goes out of his. He hasn't trained his mind to to be okay with saying no, thank you. I was out somewhere talking to I call him an old head, like a older person, older man, right? And he tells me that he had to teach himself sometimes with women to say no, thank you. That he has learned in his age and his wisdom that he could look at some women and be like, she no good. She only gonna bring drama. Yeah, she gonna give me some booty, I know, or she gonna give me something to make me feel good. But at the end of the day, she not worth the drama, and I'm gonna say no, thank you. You know, these men aren't taught. These men don't teach their boys that. You know, they teach them just to put another notch in their belt. Don't think about the consequences. And I think even as single men, you know, jumping once you hit a certain maturity level, maybe you're getting your life together because you do want a partner, but you still jumping from chick to chick. You're not training yourself to be in a relationship. You're training yourself to continue those behaviors of a single person. And I'm saying that because I'm actually talking about myself too. Like right now, I'm absolutely ready for a one-on-one relationship. So years ago I had to stop being that savage chick and stop being, I'm single, gonna sit up here and act like I'm single. I had to, because I'm preparing myself. I'm preparing myself before I even know who the person is. Because I know that when I get in this relationship, there's gonna be men slinging all kind of dangling my way and all kind of incentives my way. But I'm training myself right now to say no, thank you. So when I get in that situation, I don't got to look at my partner's eyes and have to say I've never done anything behind your back, knowing I'm lying. But men don't do that. Men don't train themselves before they meet that person. They'll keep on slinging, dangling all the way up to their wedding day, and they wonder why they cheat. No discipline. Let's see, Al. The only thing we have control over is to be honest. Temptation is a mofo. I had to teach myself that, and that's just really desire. When situations like that happen, I might text or call my wife and let her know how beautiful she is. Get the lust right out. Oh my gosh, Al. See, now I'm gonna give you an assignment. Your assignment is, I don't know you personally, but if you got any little young men, especially young black men around you, tell them that. Tell them that. That's beautiful. Men don't teach these little black boys that. They teach them the opposite. You see something fat walking past you in those jeans, go after it. You know, your girl will never know. Like that's what's being taught. So that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. And it's crazy because especially men want women to come into a relationship with no ties, or if she does have ties, ready to let go of all her dudes and come in and be as pure as possible. But most men don't step into relationships with those same expectations for themselves. Men have higher expectations for when a woman comes into a relationship from when they come into a relationship. That's what I'm running into. You know, I always tell my business on here, and I'm gonna tell some more of my business. I was I don't even know the definition of seeing somebody. You just when the first maybe had like 4 or 5 dates with somebody. Getting to know the person, but we were going out regularly, and I like to ask men questions and then ask men the same questions a little later on, because honestly, I have a horrible memory. So half the time I'm asking questions again because I forgot, or sometimes I'm asking it because I want to see if the answers change. So this particular gentleman, come to find out that he supposedly just got out of a 6-year relationship with a woman. Excuse me. And when I asked him how long ago did he get out of that relationship, he said recently. And I was trying to get the definition of what recently is. Like, was recently 2 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 2 years ago? And by his answer and me keep on probing him, he overlapped me and this other chick. And it's kind of like me coming into this new thing with this dude. I kind of felt like he was being dishonest. Then it comes out that he's seen her since he and I have seen each other. And I'm like, that's not over. You have 6 years invested, 6 years of memories with this lady. In that, and then come holler at me. Me and this dude only had like 4 or 5 dates in, and they had a whole 6 years and sharing a dog. It's like, man, you again coming, and if I'd have told him the same thing, it would have been an issue. And then the thing about it, he didn't volunteer it. I had trust issues with this man. He and I are just, strictly friends right now because I can't trust him. Maybe us being friends will change that, but we just friends. Let's see what you say, Al. Al says, yes, I always says I keep myself around kingly men. If you're sitting at my table, then you're royalty. You must act like it. Unfortunately, I had to get rid of a few chairs, but that's locked. Yeah, locked in now. See, absolutely. And I think that's another thing with men too. Men that need to understand what kind of friends they have. Like I was telling some more of my business. I was the last person I was dating, or with, there was a serious relationship. I was looking at all his friends. All of his friends cheat, even the married ones. I mean, cheat like it's just second nature. Like they don't even try not to cheat. So I'm looking at my dude like, through your friends, I see how you are. I can't believe that he was the only dude in his pack that's not cheating. And these dudes in his pack who actually have rings and marriage license, that the dude I was with wasn't cheating too. I never caught him cheating, but the signs were there. Sign number one, a dude falling asleep early. Come on now, I've used that trick like 150 times back in my day. I fell asleep early. Come on now. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock, especially if a dude who's a night owl, always up till midnight or 1, all of a sudden secretly you gonna fall asleep. Come on now. I've used that one. Let's see. Al means protector of friends in a real life. Really live my life like that. I'm not perfect. Absolutely. Absolutely. Not perfect. I like that because I think, like, especially in a relationship, I mean, I feel like I have a forgiving heart. I feel like I'm not trying to manifest this, but like, if my next relationship, if it's a serious relationship and stuff, and the man step out and do something like cheating, and I feel like he's sincere, I could forgive. I think I had that one forgiveness inside of me. I might be a little petty sometimes. So I don't know how harmonious our relationship's going to be after that, or how long it's going to take for it to get back to right. But I could forgive because nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect either. Um, yeah. So again, the topic is cheaters need to work after cheating. They need to put in that work to get that trust back if their partner allows them to stay in the relationship. This I think I was talking about this last night. This is just this relationship thing. I mean, okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question, Al. Um, no, I'm not gonna ask that. I'm not gonna ask that. So right now you're the only person in the comment section, but I'm not gonna ask that. I'm gonna let you just be in the background. No, I'm gonna ask a question. So Al, your friends, do the majority are the majority of your friends that are in a relationship, are they faithful? Like if you have 10 friends, like what's the percentage? Like 50% of them are faithful, 80% are faithful. And could you vouch and really say that they're the ones who are faithful are faithful? Because I know almost all my guy friends that I've known for years, 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 years. Okay, you say 50-50. Okay. That's a bet. You have a better percentage than I have. Because all of my guy friends cheat. Every single one of my guy friends cheat. And I guess like over the years, me and my guy friends, kind of are open. I'm a very open person. I'm open talking about sex. Open talking about relationships. I'm open talking about the world, whatever. I'm open. I'm not one of these prissy women like, oh, don't talk about that. So these dudes, I mean, they just do some real ratchet stuff, and it's kind of like I like that my guy friends are so open with me, and they feel like they could trust me with their relationship information, and they know I'm not going to run back and tell their chicks. But then it makes me look at every man sideways, like I don't have not one. Like, dang, can I have that one male friend that's just like, I'm like, dang, yes, yes, do it. Don't let these heifers out here make you cheat on your woman. I don't have none. I even think about dudes like in my family that I've been close to, I've seen over the years. It's like they cheat too. It's like I don't want to walk into a relationship look like he gonna go ahead and cheat on me. Like I don't want to do that. I wanna have I don't I want to trust my partner. You know, uh, I was talking to somebody recently, and they were talking about like men cheating and men having sex and stuff, and they were talking something about, and I can't quote the person, but something about like men, talking about how men can just smash women and have no emotions behind it, even though that's not 100% true. And women smash men and they like have their it's emotional attachment, and that's not 100% true. But listening to this dude talk about it, it's just like I'm looking at him like you tell me about yourself. You telling me that you can go smash all these women, you just don't give a damn, you know. And now going back, and there are men who have sex with women, and there is an emotional bond that is created where he's just like, I want her to be mine. I want her to be my girl. I want her, you know. And there's some women out there that could smash 10 dudes and they don't feel nothing. Go wash themselves up and go to sleep, kick the dude out and go to sleep. So I think on that, I think the majority women are, kind of get that more of that bond, that emotional bond than men do when it comes to sex. But like I said, there's a lot of savage women that has been breeded in the past few years. See, Al says it's false. We take something from one another, or not. Okay. I agree. Um, so yeah, I mean, noticeably or not, we do. I mean, if you talk about energy and you talk about on a spiritual level, yes. On a spiritual level, when you go into having sex with somebody, I mean, that's one of the most intimate things you could do with somebody. That's the closest physically you can ever get to, two people can ever get together. But we're living in a world where that what I just said don't really give a damn. People don't cherish sex like that no more. Like with myself, what I practice being a single woman, I practice not having sex with dudes. And it's crazy because it's like I don't think men are used to that anymore. Where I force them to date me and not touch me. Like I do not let them touch me. I mean, I have more than a handful of dudes I have dated where we're like on the third or fourth month and they've never seen any part underneath my clothes. We have not even had passionate kisses, nothing. And I feel like when I have done that, I have a better, a firmer like decision if I want to stay with him or if I want to leave, because we've spent time together. And maybe, and I know in their mind, their mind keeps on going back to sex, and my mind thinks about it too, like how would it be, be sexually with this particular person. But I feel like my method is working. And then also, if I do figure that it's not going to work out with this particular man, it is so much easier to let it go, because they're not tied into being familiar with having sex with me, and I'm not tied in being familiar having sex with them. Where at times I have hurt men's feelings still, even though no sex were involved, because they were viewing me as their future, and I was viewing them as, I could see this is not going to work. I think that if more people on both sides, men and women, do that, I think they could figure out if the compatibility is there. Now, I'm not no damn fool. I know a lot of these dudes that I have done that with, that I have dated for months. I think one guy was like 6 months, and we never even done anything. I'm not saying he wasn't sleeping with somebody else, but that wasn't my concern, because I'm not sharing that with him. I'm really getting to know him, and he's getting to know me. And I would never ask that of somebody who I don't have a commitment with, to not be with somebody else, um, and just be with me, especially, and we're not having sex. Let's see, Al, what did you say? I see so many dudes with girlfriends and wives, and what fight over their side piece. It's crazy. And what fight? Um, yeah, I think I was hearing somebody on Facebook or some social media talking about, um, back in the day, women were mistresses, and today they side pieces. And she was explaining, I think it was a comedian or somebody, that a mistress knew how to keep her ass quiet, meaning a mistress could be right next to the wife and wouldn't say a word. Now side pieces are dang near right underneath the wife, and the men will, somewhat treat the side piece sometimes better than the wife. This is a crazy world. You know how hurt I would be if I was married to a man right now and I found out that my man had a side piece and he was doing for her the things that I'm asking and begging him to do for me. You know, that would break my heart. That would truly send me back where I have to probably like really go into some real deep self healing. And it happens all the time, and men just don't care. They don't care. They don't care that the hurt they're going to bring. It's all about their satisfaction at the moment, you know. And I believe even some men, when they get caught and they see the hurt in their woman's eyes, they just upset. The men get upset because they got caught, not because of the hurt. Because I'm pretty sure men who, especially if you're in a relationship and you have a pattern of cheating and you can't keep your stuff in your pants, you've hurt women before. Not the first. They just get upset because they got caught. It's a difference, you know. So it's just it's crazy out there. Like I said, I would love to be in a serious relationship right now. I would love to be where it's just me and my partner rolling together and learning each other and building and all those things. But it's so scary now. It's so scary. It's like, it's crazy because it's like the old me, when I was savage out there doing probably worse than dudes do. I didn't give a damn, because I knew it was hard for a man to hurt me. It's hard for them to hurt me, because it's like men were like trading cards. You're replaceable. But now it's different. It's like the more I learn who I am as a woman, and I want to be a good person and to be a good woman, I feel now. And that's scary for me. That's scary for me to to be with the man and give him my heart. And at the end of the day, he just disrespects it. When I've worked so hard to soften my heart, I've worked so hard to learn how to love somebody, and for it just to be disrespected and not recognized and not thought of. That's what scares me. You know, to give that trust, and especially if I'm being honest and being loyal. So I understand why women these days are like, or I was watching this one clip on Facebook where they were interviewing. It's like little clips, like 2 second clips of this man ask, or a little more than 2 seconds of this man asking women like, do they want a boyfriend or have a boyfriend? And it's mostly black women too, so it kind of hurt my heart hearing it. And most of the women were like, I don't want no boyfriend. I just do one night stands. And it's like, damn. And what I'm hearing is hurt. They've been hurt. There's one woman, one of the prettiest women that the man interviewed, she just straight said, I'm not wifey material. And she was pretty. She was beautiful. I'm not wifey material. I'm just like, damn, she hurt, you know? So I am coming up to almost an hour. I'm about to get off of here. Uh, if someone's watching this after it has went live, please like and subscribe. Let's see what you're saying, Al. Took me 3 years to trust. I've been with my wife 15 years altogether, but I made that ass wait 3 years before getting married. So, Al, did your wife want to get? When did your wife want to get married? Like, I'm guessing it had to be before the 3 years. So, for me, again, I'm proud to say how old I am. I think I look damn good for my age. I'm almost 40 years old. I'll be 40 in August. Let's see. Thank you very much. Great content. Um, Wait, before you go, Al, can you answer that? Let me see. 1.5. Okay. So 18 months in, she wanted to get married. Now, again, I'm almost 40 years old. And I believe like back in the day, you know, I had a little bit more patience when it came to marriage and stuff. Like I'd be able to wait, those 3 years, maybe even more than 3 years in just the courting, uh, just in the courting stage. But it's like now I kind of feel like if I'm rolling with somebody solid and it's a committed relationship and we have our bumps and stuff and our little, obstacles in the road once in a while we have to learn how to get over or get through. I feel like 18 months is perfect. Me being having the wisdom that I have and having the experience I have, and hopefully the dude will have some wisdom and experience too in dating and knowing what he wants. I feel like now in my age, I don't feel like it would take me 3 years to know if I want to marry this man. My last relationship, I knew within literally 6 months I didn't want to marry him. I knew. So actually, Al, I'm a Virgo. My birthday is August the 27th. So I'm towards the end of August. Or I will be the big 4-0. Yes, I will be. Only good things happening. So, all right. I'm wrapping this up. It is like hot in this room. The AC has not turned on. I am starting to get hot in places I don't like getting hot in. So, okay, you still got some in you. I still got some Leo in me. Yeah, I've heard about that. Virgos, we some. Well, I'm trying to use a nice word for us. We are different. We are real type A people. But I love being Virgo, though. I didn't have a choice. So, all right, thank you, Al, for sticking with me for these 55 minutes or however long when you got on. Appreciate it. Thank you for your input. And again, if anyone's watching this after it has been posted to my page and it's live already, go ahead and subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell so you'll know when I'm going live. You want to go and follow me on my other social media platforms. It should be in the description. If you want to buy my book, A White Man's Whore, um, go ahead and it should be in the description box also. If you buy my book, the email is in the description. Let me know what you think about it. I had somebody email me yesterday who bought my book and giving me props on it, and thank you. You know, never thought I'd be an author, but here I am. So thank you guys, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, safe night. Bye bye.